Hey, buddy, watch this.
Hello, RegisKillbin is the name and Hearthstone is the game, and I am so hyped for the new expansion announcement. It's only a couple days away at BlizzCon, guys. The new expansion is going to be announced, and I have so many thoughts and theories and conspiracies in my head for what it might possibly be. I also asked you guys what you thought the new expansion was going to be about recently on Twitter with a giveaway I ran. 400 people submitted custom card ideas that they'd like to see in the next expansion, and I selected a few of them here to talk about in this video as I discuss all kinds of different theories for the Hearthstone expansion, including some leaks or supposed leaks. Now, we've had two separate leaks that are neither one related to each other, so who knows how accurate those are, but we're going to talk about what those might mean, what some previous hints we've seen in the games could possibly be, and just all kinds of different ideas using some of these custom cards as a backdrop to discuss all of it. Now, that said, let's go ahead and jump into these cards to talk Rastakhan, Secret of the Seas, Troll Holiday, whatever it might be. We've got a lot to discuss, so let's jump into it. Now, before I jump into the first card, I do just want to say there might be some, less than ideal artwork or maybe some occasional typos with the cards featured in this video. I'm not holding these to the same rigorous standards I might for our traditional custom card reviews. These are sort of a separate bonus sort of thing that's more about the ideas or theory crafting what the next expansion could be about. That said, here for the first card, we have Bloodlord Mandakir from Old Guardian on Twitter. This would be a 6-mana 6/6 neutral legendary, and it reads Troll for the tribe. And we have not seen that just yet. But before I get into that, there's also a battle cry here. Choose a minion to watch. If the watched minion attacks, Bloodlord Mandakir destroys it. So a troll tribe, why am I bringing that up? Well, there's a pretty prominent theory right now that the Hearthstone expansion is going to be related to trolls in some way or another. And some people even think we might see a troll tribe move into Hearthstone. Now, we have not seen other racial tribes for the actual World of Warcraft races. Obviously, we've seen things like Murloc, but for, humans or dwarfs or gnomes or trolls or undead, we haven't seen that yet. So this might be a bit of a change in a direction Blizzard moves into. I don't think they do all of them at once, but they might, over multiple expansions, introduce more racial tribes, and troll could very well be the first. We did see some changes to enrage minions wording in the past. I don't know if that would be related at all. You guys may have noticed enrage as a keyword was removed. Is that because trolls have some interaction there? I'm not sure. Now, as far as why people think the troll is going to be expansion related, or the expansion is going to be troll related, there's a couple things. Some even as of today, we have new updates. But tracking back months and months ago when the Boomsday Project came out, there were already some hints that Zandalar was going to feature prominently in the next expansion because Dexter the Dendrologist in the Puzzle Labs had a voice line someone tracked up that talked about Gilnean pumpkins and Zandalari zucchinis. So we thought, which wood was Gilneas? Maybe we're going to Zandalar for the next expansion. So I've been theory crafting trolls are the next expansion for a long time now, thanks to hints like that. And Bloodlord Mandakir could very well be the sort of card we see in a new expansion. For those of you who don't know, this was a boss in Zul'Gurub, one of the old school 20-man raids back in vanilla World of Warcraft. I have incredibly fond memories of this boss and of that raid, and I think this card captures him very nicely, not just in artwork, but also in this effect where he's executing a minion or a player as he used to do in the raid. So I think this is a reasonably good card. Not particularly insanely powerful, but a cool mechanic, a neat execution of a raid boss and an idea. So Old Guardian not only capturing that troll tribal element, but also designing a pretty neat card on top of it. So one thing that goes along with trolls is another idea I've seen a lot of people toss around for this expansion, and that is in regard to Lolas. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Lolas, Lolas are essentially the wild gods that trolls worship in World of Warcraft. There's a whole pantheon of them. They do all kinds of different things. They're often related to animals. There are also some troll Loas themselves. And here is one of the most famous Loas, I would argue, again, actually a boss you fought in Zul'Gurub back in vanilla World of Warcraft, Hakar the Soul Flayer. And this one comes from Jespro King on Twitter. This card is probably too good. Let's just go ahead and throw that out there. Like, from a balance standpoint, this card seems insanely strong. but it introduces an idea I wanted to talk about, which is Lolas, and we might be seeing a lot of different Loa legendaries introduced into the game if in fact we're going to have a troll themed expansion. This would be a great thing, like each class getting a connected Loa, maybe even getting a hero card Loa for each class. Oh my god, that would be unbelievably cool. I doubt that happens because that would be a lot of hero cards, much like we saw in Knights of the Frozen Throne. But because those are going to be rotating out of standard format relatively soon, this would be the last expansion to get new hero cards into the game prior to the rotation of the old ones. Right now, only Shaman and Warrior have non-Frozen Throne hero cards with Hagatha and Dr. Boom. Introducing some Loa hero cards might be a good way to fill in the gap there so that every class has access. So that would be unbelievably awesome. Like, that would be the most exciting thing ever, turning into a Loa and having the associated powers of a wild god. Like, that would be awesome. And Hakar here would be a good fit. This one's a neutral legendary minion, of course, not a hero card in this case. Also introducing a new tribe Loa. That might be something we see as well, where Loas are kind of like elementals, where they have some specific mechanic or interaction that works out in a fun way. And clearly this card has lifesteal and deal 3 damage to all enemies, so it's a great board clear option for the late game and a huge swing. It's probably going to be Reno Jackson sometimes. It's kind of like that Baron Geddon Frost Lich Jaina turn where they have elemental lifesteal, play Baron Geddon and just heal for a ton, but it does that without the conditional aspect. So for this card to be fair, I think you'd have to tweak the numbers. Maybe it just does 1 to all enemies, maybe 2, maybe the stats are worse. I don't know exactly what it would look like, but I do think this card's probably a little too strong in its current state, but still a great choice from a Loa standpoint and one that brings up a great opportunity. I'd love to see Loas introduced in the game. So now let's move on to kind of a new idea for the next expansion, and that would be that it's related to a seafaring adventure, the sea. And a couple reasons people think this. First off, Zandalar is an island that's in sort of the seas of World of Warcraft, and the Battle for Azeroth expansion has had a bit of a sea naval theme as well between the 2 different islands, Kultiris and Zandalar. So it would fit into the World of Warcraft world right now, which would be some nice, synergy between the 2 different games, which we haven't seen a lot of, but I think would be a cool fit. Beyond that, there's another reason to believe the expansion might be related to the sea, and that is that we saw with the BlizzCon login rewards. If you log into Hearthstone while BlizzCon is going on, you're getting 2 cards. You're getting Star Aligner, a Golden Star Aligner, and a Golden Secret Plan. And there was even a leak that suggested that the new expansion was going to be called Secret of the Seas. So if that bears any weight, maybe we're heading to the sea. Maybe we're getting pirates and murlocs and naga and who knows what else. And I think this card from Beastfire 3510 captures that idea nicely. This is Firebeard's Cruiser, a pirate ship, which is cool. We've seen lots of pirates, but not much in the way of pirate ships. Another 9-mana legendary neutral minion here. This would be a 5/4 with a death rattle that reads, summon a random pirate of each rarity. And if you'll note, there are, common, rare, epic, and legendary pirate options. So when this died, it would summon 4 minions into play. Now, at 9 mana, a card like this is fairly slow, right? It doesn't have that instant impact of something like N'Zoth, for instance, that would summon a full board instantly. So Firebeard's Cruiser might be the kind of card you'd have to combo with a Naturalize or a Dark Pact in order to make it work nicely. Now, obviously, Druid and Warlock, the 2 specific mentions or cards I mentioned there, are not ideal for pirate decks. So I don't know that Rogue or Warrior or classes more traditionally associated with pirates would have a good way to instantly activate this thing. So might not be the best design necessarily to capture that pirate vibe, but maybe pirates change the new expansion. Maybe they get more late game oriented. Maybe there's more value. Maybe it's all about, late game weapon bombs. And cards like this could usher in a new style of play for pirates. Because right now, I think a lot of people have poor memories of pirates from the Patches era, or the rampant aggro pirates were everywhere and ending games before you even had a chance. So I wouldn't be sad to see something like this, a new spin on pirates, and an expansion dedicated to a sea theme or a pirate theme could certainly help achieve that. So I wanted to capture that in this card here from Beastfire. There were lots of pirate cards people suggested, but I thought this was a good one to summarize that idea in total. And then moving on to my last card here in this video, there's one other crazy out there idea that I want to talk about, and this is one I've been I've been suggesting for a while that I don't really have as much evidence for, but I think would be a really cool one to see. And that is that maybe it's not only a troll expansion, but it's also a holiday themed expansion. So in other words, like a holiday on Zandalar, where you take a vacation to a troll island and you have all these different World of Warcraft holiday themed cards, maybe some troll stuff, maybe it's happening on the island, but like a beach holiday. So kind of a pun on holiday, like Thanksgiving or New Year's or 4th of July, but also a double pun there to also indicate a vacation, a holiday, as some countries would call it. And this card here from a Mountain Dude on Twitter captures that beautifully. This is the Missile Totem, which is clearly the best name of any card we've ever had submitted. And although it looks a bit like a tree ant in the artwork, I'm going to let it slide because the holiday theme of it is otherwise perfect. This would be a 3-mana 2/2 for Shaman. Of course, it's a totem, and the battle cry reads, summon 2 Wintervale Revelers. And the Wintervale Revelers are 1-mana 1/1s, as you can see here, and apparently they're going to kiss under the Missile Totem. So you get a nice little board bomb here, lots of minions for only 3 mana. This would be ideal in a token Shaman build, so I think a really, really powerful card. Totem synergies, just token synergies, both of those are ideal for what Shaman typically likes to do. So seems like a great design, and of course captures that holiday theme. Now, clearly there's less evidence for this than any other theme we've seen so far, and I don't think this will end up being the flavor of this particular expansion, but I will say I think someday we're going to hit a holiday expansion in Hearthstone. There were some holiday themed stuff already in the old World of Warcraft trading card game, the physical game. Way back in the day, they had some holiday themed cards. Holidays are a big part of the World of Warcraft calendar as well. There's always some new World of Warcraft themed holiday around the corner, and people enjoy all the different little mini events and mini quests and all that stuff that comes along with it. So I think eventually Hearthstone will make that happen, and I think they'll probably make it happen in the December expansion slot, which is what this one is, which is part of the reason I thought maybe we'd see that, because, you know, late fall, winter with Christmas and Thanksgiving, that's typically what most Americans associate with the holiday season, and I thought maybe we'd see that. So if not now, keep an eye on this theory, bank it away for the future. This is one we're going to hit eventually in Hearthstone, which, by the way, I'm not sure a lot of people will like. I think some people will find that too narrow of a theme or too goofy or too fun, but it's going to happen someday. So this won't be the expansion announced this week, but definitely keep an eye on it. And there you go, folks. 4 cards to talk about, a few different expansion ideas. So is it going to be Brawl of Rastakhan and just strictly troll themed? Are we gonna have Lolas, even Loa hero cards? That would be pretty insane to see. Are we gonna go to the Secret of the Seas and explore the high seas of Azeroth with a pirate or naval theme? Or maybe there's still a chance it's gonna be Christmas after all. I don't know, but I can't freaking wait. It's already time for a new Hearthstone expansion. It's like my favorite time, 3 times a year, and I'm so excited. New cards, new mechanics, new ideas. Cannot wait to talk about it. And I'm going to get to see it live at BlizzCon, and I hope you guys are just as excited as me, and I hope that you'll be around for all the new card reviews and all the expansion hype streams as we move into this expansion reveal season. But share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think regarding some of these leaked ideas? What do you think with all these different hints and theories? Would these cards be something you'd like to see or not? Share all those thoughts in the comments below. But until then, thank you so very much for watching. And until next time, game on.